25 गांव ऐसे हैं जिनमें पूरी तरह से मुस्लिमों को नेस्ते नाबूद कर दिया गया है।
फिर आदमी को पकड़ पकड़ के काट मार करके
मेरे भाई को काटा, इस तरीके से काटा देखा नहीं गया।
बच्चों को काट दिए छोटे छोटे।
मैंने अपने बच्चों की परवाह नहीं करी।
मेरे पति उस दिन से गायब है, जिस दिन से मालूम नहीं, ना तो लाश मिली ना कुछ जिंदा का ही पता आया।
अरबत दबल गंडा गोली बंदूक सब कुछ इस्तेमाल करी।
उसके कतले बनाए, फिर उसकी माँ मारी थी, फिर पेट्रोल छिड़क कर आग दी गई।
It was not spontaneous. It was very meticulously planned.
The Amit Shah has been appointed in UP to repeat the Gujarat experiment.
पुलिस बोले यहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा, फिर चट्टों ने हमला कर दिया हमारे बच्चों।
Without doubt, there was state failure.
India will be the loser if this violence continues.
Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh was among those few districts in India that had never witnessed a communal riot before. Peace reigned in the district in 1947, when India was burning after the bloody partition. Not even the madness of December 1992, when the Babri Mosque was demolished and Advani's chariot left a trail of blood across the country, could disturb the peace of Muzaffarnagar. But the events of September 2013 robbed Muzaffarnagar of the pride forever. In the biggest communal violence since the Gujarat pogrom of 2002, the bloody clash between Muslims and Jats in Muzaffarnagar claimed over 100 lives and displaced around 100,000 others, and overwhelming numbers of the victims were Muslims. The Muzaffarnagar violence was not spontaneous. It was the culmination of 2 weeks of organized preparation. The immediate spark was the murder of 2 Jat youths by a Muslim crowd, following a small altercation that had led to murder of a Muslim youth. However, the rumor spread that the Jat youths were killed while saving the modesty of a Jat girl. The Jat community held 3 panchayats to avenge the murder of the youths. After the third and massive panchayat on 7th September, thousands of Jats went on a rampage, looting, burning, raping and killing Muslims. Mobs armed with crude weapons and firearms attacked men, women and children.
तारीख को सुबह के टाइम 8 बजे मार धाड़ हुई। पहले तो ईंट वैसे बरसी, फिर गोली चली, फिर आदमी को पकड़ पकड़ के काट मार कर दी। हम तो इनको ही जैसे थे ऐसे कैसे बच्चों को ले गए।
उन्होंने पूरी रात मचा दी, एकदम आग लगा दी। हम कुछ नहीं देख पाए। मैं अपनी भैंस को देखने गया था, ऊपर से देखने लगा तो उनने एक जाट के नाक है, बहुत तगड़ी तलवार ले रहा था, वो आधा लुहारू काट दिया, नीचे पड़ गया, नीचे गिरती वो भैंस मैं करने लगी। तो मैं फिर जब ऊपर था उन्होंने तेल फेंका, ईंटी फेंकी, टोले फेंके, तो मैं दीवार से कूद के ईख में कूद पड़ गया जी। ईख में सभी पर से आदमी थे, मन से भी उन्होंने मेरी गोली भर दी थी, सारे कपड़े मेरे छूट चुका में फट गए थे। मुझे ये नहीं पता मैं किधर भाग रहा हूँ किधर नहीं भाग रहा।
ये वो लेकर भाग गए गंडासा पीछे गंडास, और फिर तबल लाठी मारी भाग तो कटंगों में जो मेरा लड़का भाग गया ना निकलता है, तबल मारा मेरे लड़ने को, यहाँ तबल लग गया, 3 सिर में लग रही। माँ बेटा लेकर का भाग लिया करता है, घरों आए भाग कोठे तड़क भाग लिए निकलता है। जैसा मेरा एक पिता से कटा, फिर मेरे दूसरे का हमला करा मेरे लड़ने में।
Even kids and elderly were not spared. Scores of women were raped, some burnt alive. Several young men and women are still missing.
25 गांव ऐसे हैं जिनमें पूरी तरह से मुस्लिमों को नेस्ते नाबूद कर दिया गया है, मस्जिदें शहीद कर दी गई हैं, लड़की नहीं छोड़ी है, बुढ़ा नहीं छोड़ा है, बच्चा नहीं छोड़ा है। 9 महीने के बच्चे के टांग पकड़ के इस तरह चीर दी गई हैं। 4 महीने का बच्चा अपनी माँ की सीने से लिपटा हुआ जलेबी हालत में मिला हुआ है। 4 साल के बच्चे को पैर पकड़ के दीवार के अंदर में फाड़ के मारा गया है। इस तरह कत्लो गारत का किया गया।
एक दिन पहले तो जाटों ने जी ऐलान कर दिया था मंदिर में कि यहाँ से मुसलमानों को मार लो, घेर लो, काट लो। फिर जी किसी औरों ने रोक दिया, उन्हें किसी ने। फिर एकदम से जी सुबह को अचानक से हमला बोला, 10 बजे तक हमारे घर में आग लगा दी जी, हमारी भैंसें जला दी, बकरी जला दी, हमारा बच्चा था वो जख्मी कर दिया 8 साल का। मेरे पति उस दिन से गायब है, जिस दिन से मालूम नहीं, ना तो लाश मिली ना कुछ जिंदा का ही पता आया।
एक हमारा पड़ोसी है हकीमू, उसे काटा गया खुंटी पर टांग कर जी ऐसे, और पैरों के धोरे से काटना शुरू करा। उसके कतले बनाए, फिर उसकी माँ मारी थी, फिर पेट्रोल छिड़क कर आग दी गई।
Police failed to act in time to check the violence, but when they finally acted, it was to arrest many Muslim youths of the victim families.
हमारे आदमी को पकड़ ले जा रखा जी, हमारा पुत्र सब नहीं, हम जो छुटा के लिए।
आपके शौहर को पकड़ के ले गए?
हाँ जी।
तो उनका कुछ पता नहीं अभी?
नहीं जी, पता था जी।
क्या?
जेल में है।
जेल में? अच्छा, पुलिस आपके शौहर को पकड़ के ले गई?
हाँ जी, पुलिस ले जा रही थी, पकड़ के।
हमने पुलिस के पास फोन करा, पुलिस ने फोन नहीं उठाया। फिर फोन करा, पुलिस बोल ले यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं हो रहा। पुलिस बोल ले यहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा। फिर चट्टों ने हमला कर दिया हमारे बच्चे।
कव्वाल पंचायत यहाँ से जाने के बाद गांव में छेड़-छिंटा करते हुए निकले। कहने लगा मुल्ला तुम आके देखेंगे वहाँ से कव्वाल से, और वहाँ से एक तरफ से बड्ढा लिया जाएगा।
अच्छा।
तो यहाँ से आने के बाद में जब वहाँ से आए तो सांझ को इन्होंने इकट्ठा किया। बाबा सीता ने 12 गांव का चौधरी है, जाट है जी बाहुडी से। तो इन्होंने अपने गांव में पंचायत की, अपने इसमें धर्मशाला में पंचायत की, और इस तरीके से काम करना। एक तरफ से मुसलमानों को, एक तरफ से कट्टा जाएगा।
अच्छा।
तो इस तरीके से जब संवाद हो गया, मालूमात हो गया, हम डर के मारो दहशत के वजह से बच्चों को कहीं लिगड़न नहीं पाई। नमाज भी हमने अपने घर पर अदा की और कुंडा लगा दिया जी। भाई ने भी मकान बनाए थे, बर्तन नसीब नहीं हुआ, उसमें लेंटर गिरा हुआ था। तो जिस टाइम में कम से कम 25 आदमी आए इधर से, तो हम 6-7 आदमी थे वो लेंटर पे। जब वे उनकी हिम्मत नहीं पड़ी, फिर कम से कम हजारों तादाद में इधर साइड में आए, गली की साइड में से, और हमने हाथ जोड़े। मैंने कहा जी हम कुछ नहीं कह रहे, हमें ना मारे। इस तरीके से नहीं मानने। हथियार वे थे जी जो PSC वाले हथियार रखते थे। तादाद इस कदर थी जी, कोई तलवार कोई तबल, इस तरीके भल्ले, इस तरीके से वो आई। पहली गोली विंडो में मारी, भाई के लगी, दिलशाद के लग तो ही गिर गया। फिर भाई लियाकत के मारी, उसके लग तो ही गिर गया। जब जो कम से कम 1 घंटा गोली बरसाई उन्होंने। हम घर में घुसे हुए थे, कोई टंकी में घुसा हुआ था, कोई या बाथरूम में घुसा हुआ था, कोई किस तरीके से। एक हमारी फूफी सूदी तस्वीर पड़ रही थी, उसके हफ्ते गोली मारी, उसकी कुल्ली टूट रही थी 6 महीने से, उसको मालूम नहीं था। तो फिर इस तरीके से हमला किया। दीवार को तोड़ी जी, दीवार को तोड़ कर फिर वो सड़क पाड़ने वाली कंटो होती है, उसको चौखट को पाड़ी। और अब तो इन्होंने बस ये तलवार चलानी शुरू करी, फिर तबल चलाने शुरू करे। मेरे भाई को काटा, इस तरीके से काटा जब खाली गया जी। औरत बोली थी, कह लेगे हमको भी मार दो, कह लेगे तुम्हें नहीं मानेंगे, इनको सारों को निपटाएंगे। एक हमारी भतीजी है आशमीन, उसके यहाँ पे गोली लग रही। एक आसबाना है, उसके भी गोली लग रही। दिलशाद को इस तरीके से काटा जब उसमें सांस था, और भाई लियाकत में भी सांस था। उस सेज हमने इस तरीके से रखा। कह लगा भाई तुम यही रहो, कह लगा और मरद तो नहीं यहाँ पे, कह लगा नहीं जी यहाँ पे तो सारे को काट दिया हमने। तो फिर फ़ोन पे फ़ोन कहाँ, जिस तरीके से फ़ोन किया, तो कम से कम 1 घंटे पहले पुलिस भी आ गई थी, जाटों के यहाँ बैठी हुई थी। और जो मशीन पानी बुझाने वाली भी, वो भी अड्डे भी खड़ी हुई थी, 2 मशीन खड़ी हुई थी, मगर वो अंदर गांव में घुसी नहीं पाई थी जी। तो जब पुलिस आई, मैंने कहा जी हमको तो काट दिया सारे को, कह लगा कहीं नहीं काटते, 2 तो निपटे।
घर तक बेघर हो रहे हैं, क्या कर सके हम, यहाँ से रह गए।
Thousands of riot survivors took refuge in makeshift relief camps erected by the Muslim community in madrasas, eidgahs and open fields. The government failed in providing relief.
यहाँ जिसकी तबीयत 4 खुद भेज रहा है, और मुस्लिम तंजीमों में मौलाना अब्दुल्ला साहब मोगीसी साहब तशरीफ लाए थे, मौलाना मदनी भी तशरीफ लाए, और वहाँ से बाकायदा नामजद तो जो हमें इमदाद मिली है मौलाना अब्दुल्ला मोगीसी साहब की तरफ से मिली है।
The Muzaffarnagar violence was not spontaneous. It was the culmination of 2 weeks of organized preparation.
Communal violence in India never takes place on its own. Never. I have covered 30 years, I've covered communal incidents, and nowhere have I found a violence taking place on its own, that 2 people of 2 different communities start abusing each other and there's mass violence. It is always created. There's always a conspiracy by the political parties or the political organizations or individuals who feel that by making communities fight each other, they are going to be able to get the votes.
Without doubt, there was state failure
I don't subscribe to the idea that the state planned it, but the state let it happen, let it drag, let it prolong. The issue had started long before, at least 2-3 weeks before. The activities, the pro-Modi meetings, pro-Modi posters and all these were appearing in that area, and Hindus or Jats were meeting secretly, at times openly, but they were telling Muslims not to join them. This was going on.
The chain of events from murder to full-scale riot exposed the failure, rather complicity, of the administration and the state government.
The government of the state should have been much more alert and much more active in preventing all that has happened in Muzaffarnagar. But then surely, I have told it in so many words to the Prime Minister also when we met, the Muslim leaders met him on 16th of September, that it is a total failure of the state government.
Any government and any administration is fully empowered by the law and with resources to control any riot of any scale within a few hours. I mean, to be a very large riot, even if one says 24 hours is the limit, I think even 24 hours is too much. But the law enables an administration to control a riot within 24 hours or less. And if any riot goes on for longer than a few hours, and it goes on for days, it goes on for weeks, you can be completely certain that it is done with the active complicity of the state administration.
In Muzaffarnagar, that one, it was not spontaneous, it was very meticulously planned, and it was being planned for the last 8 to 9 months. We see a direct connection of Mr. Amit Shah moving into UP and working on the ground, because there were in almost all the villages, small towns, there were young people who were recruited to spread rumors, to create an atmosphere which would help in creating hatred. And there have been instances which we have quoted in our report for the last 8-9 months where Muslims were being attacked continuously, taken down from buses, from railway stations, and even very small altercations in villages and other places were being turned into communal altercations. Although they were not, all kinds of things keep happening in a village, but every incident was given a communal color. The major reason for doing it is because Mr. Modi wants to extract seats from UP, and polarization is the only possibility for them. It is the Sangh Parivar, it is the whole network of the Sangh Parivar, RSS and Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal and other organizations which have done these riots, but also the local administration did not do anything to stop them. They were there, the police was there as mute spectators. And I fail to understand that whether it is the state intelligence or even the central intelligence, when it was happening for the last 8-9 months, these are danger signals in any society which point towards the possibility of riots taking place. Why steps were not taken to stop them?
I think the Mahapanchayat and others were clear instances. Surely there is enough policing on the ground to show when a gathering like this is taking place, what is the objective of that gathering, what kind of weapons are being collected, and thereafter to allow that gathering to disperse in a manner that there is complete mayhem that is created and people are attacked along the way. I think we see that it's not just lack of political will. I would say that this abdication is a sign of complicity, whether through an act of omission or through an act of commission. When governments do not exercise power, their complicity is clear.
It was not the first time that a minor incident was given a communal color. Since the appointment and arrival of Gujarat riot accused Amit Shah as the Uttar Pradesh in charge of Bharatiya Janata Party in June 2013, Such incidents have been occurring at regular intervals.
कोई एक मतलब मुस्लिम लड़का और हिंदू लड़की की शादी हो गई तो एक गांव में कम से कम जो है वो 1 महीने तक वहां पर लोगों को घर छोड़ के भागना पड़ा, पीएसी बुलाई गई। वो इंसिडेंट एक हमारे सामने बहुत बड़ा है। एक होली के दौरान पे होलिका जो है तैयार थी, उसको मुस्लिम लड़के ने आग लगा दिया, तो उसके ऊपर इतना बड़ा दंगा वहाँ पर हो गया कि मस्जिद को आग लगा दी गई, कुरान शरीफ को जलाया गया। कोई एक ऐसे ही हिंदू लड़की और मुसलमान लड़का वहाँ पर किसी होटल में बाहर हरिद्वार से आकर, मे बी टूरिस्ट हो सकते हैं, वहाँ से आकर रहे और उसको एक इतना बड़ा फ्लेयर अप दिया गया कि लड़की को वहाँ अगवा करके लाया गया और उसके ऊपर बलात्कार जैसे हिंसा हुई। इस तरीके से छोटे छोटे इंसिडेंट्स जो हैं हमें हर गांव से मालूम चला और लोगों ने ये बताया कि यहाँ पर 10 से 12 लड़कों का ग्रुप जो है हर गांव में तैयार किए गए हैं और जिनको ये इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं कि इस तरीके की छोटी छोटी कुछ भी कहीं कुछ आपको दिखाई देता है उसको किस तरीके से कम्युनल कलर देना है।
Former Gujarat Home Minister Amit Shah had kicked off his stint in UP with a meeting in Meerut earlier in July, asking his party men to sell the success mantra of Narendra Modi aggressively. Meerut, remember, is adjacent to Muzaffarnagar.
As far as the Saffronites are concerned, the Sangh Parivar, the rightist elements, they had declared long ago that we are going to have the Gujarat model elsewhere in the country. So, in the run-up to the 2014 elections of Lok Sabha, the lower house of parliament, the Sangh Parivar, the BJP, they decided that we are going to have a repeat of the Gujarat model. Now, Gujarat model have two connotations. One is what Mr. Narendra Modi has been saying loudly, that Gujarat model is of development. But then the people of India very clearly understand that Gujarat model is also a reference to what happened in Gujarat in 2002, when 2,000 Muslims were killed.
We asked is, what is Amit Shah doing in Uttar Pradesh? And the fact that remains is that Amit Shah was seen as guilty, he was convicted, he spent time in jail for his role in Gujarat. Having established that, and the fact that he was very close to Narendra Modi, played a very, very important part in the 2002 carnage in which thousands of Muslims were killed. What is he doing in UP? Because in Uttar Pradesh you have leadership of the BJP which can manage the elections. If he's there just for managing the election, it's an old party, it has a good organization and it can manage the elections. So the question that we need to ask is, why has Amit Shah been sent there? Clearly not to manage elections in the sense of polling and setting up polling booths and getting the polling agents or leading a campaign. He's obviously been sent for something else. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the kind of violence we've seen in Muzaffarnagar was very similar to some of what we had seen in 2002 in Gujarat.
Some human rights activists who led fact-finding teams to Muzaffarnagar have pointed out the similarities between the Gujarat pogrom and Muzaffarnagar riot.
The kind of violence that has taken place is absolutely in intensity. It is like Gujarat. Only the spread is smaller than Gujarat, but intensity is like Gujarat. The way people have been attacked, the way houses have been burned, the brutality with which people have been killed, and the brutality which has been taken place on the bodies of the women is exactly what happened in Gujarat. We met not too many, but at least we were able to interview a few cases of gang rape victims where it is the same pattern what was happening in Gujarat.
For communal violence to break out, mass communal violence to break out, you need three things to happen. The first is the manufacture of hatred, systematic manufacture of hatred. And that is the role that Mr. Amit Shah seems to have played here. The RSS, communal organizations played here. They played where you spread falsehoods and rumors to create hatred against the community.
India has witnessed 35,000 communal riots in the last 65 years. Invariably, it is the minorities, mostly Muslims, but also Christians as in Kandhamal or Sikhs as in 1984, who are the main targets of these riots. Justice has eluded all victims uniformly. The perpetrators, the conspirators, as well as their patrons have enjoyed impunity. Seldom have culprits been punished. For Muzaffarnagar riot, though some legislators of Bharatiya Janata Party have been arrested, hundreds of named accused are still roaming free. The community is losing faith in the system.
We have seen in last 65 years that more than 35,000 communal riots have taken place, but in no case the victims, particularly the Muslim community, have not got the justice. And it's a very sad picture, and it's a very sad side of this story, that there are different standards of justice for different communities.
There is an institutional bias against religious minorities, and we are refusing to acknowledge that. We have an entire police force which is to a very large extent biased against the Muslims. Until and unless we are going to acknowledge that and put measures and oversight mechanisms to ensure that the investigation is done properly, the kind of case that is going to be produced in court is going to be very, very weak, and people will escape.
I don't think that justice will be possible in this country. Some people will get some justice, yes, but real justice is that the perpetrators, the killers, those who led the mobs, who prepared the atmosphere, they should be punished. And I don't think that this is going to happen in this country, because administration has been saffronized, because the police has been saffronized, and because even the judiciary, at least the lower judiciary, has been saffronized. Unless there is a strong, stringent law, and unless that law is applied in real life, nothing is going to happen, because people who plan, people who execute these heinous crimes, they go scot-free. Just look at Modi. He is now aspiring to become the Prime Minister of this country, although he is a prime accused in this. That we should now approach international human rights bodies like Amnesty International, like Human Rights Watch, like the United Nations Body for Human Rights, like the European Union's Council for Human Rights, and other such forums which are actually working to ensure that a certain set of human rights is observed all over the world. This is our right, and I think we should do it.
Some leaders say political empowerment of the community is the only resolution, as these communal riots are planned and executed for political gains.
Depending on secular force, so-called secular forces, is one of the main reason of Muslim being a politically, socially, economically backward. Unless they become politically empowered, their grievances, their apathy will not change.
However, there is consensus that to check the menace of communal riot, a stringent anti-communal violence bill must be enacted by the Parliament without further delay. The new law should hold officers in higher positions accountable for every such eventuality. Indeed, the campaign for enactment of this bill has been renewed in the aftermath of Muzaffarnagar violence.
The passage of this bill, Communal Violence Prevention Bill, is a call for the protection of human interests, and its postponement is perhaps a manifestation of political interests.
Most importantly is to create a new crime which is called dereliction of duty by public officials with command responsibility, which means that if government official whose duty it is to prevent the violence, to control, do all the things that I've spoken about, does not do their duty, that is recognized to be a crime. And with command responsibility means not just that officer, but whoever has commanded that person is also, whether it's a minister, chief minister, whoever, it becomes criminally liable.
But if secular parties needs to save this country from the fire of communal virus, then they have to come to a common platform to fight the fascist forces, and the first agenda of this common platform should be to enact a harsher law which can deal with the communal violence, with the culprits who have a wishful thinking of destroying the social fabric of this nation to gain political power.
Our major demand was command responsibility. That is one major point. If we agree upon that, then half the things are solved. We are saying that the SP or the DM is to be held responsible for the communal violence which takes place under them. And if it takes place under them, then they have to be penalized. The moment you bring in that, it will automatically stop half the places, because if the DM knows, if the SSP knows that I can lose my job if their communal violence takes place, then they are going to ensure that it doesn't happen. And if the administration doesn't happen, then they can stop violence. There is no two opinions about that. The UPA had in 2004 promised that a communal violence, a bill to prevent and protect against communal violence will be passed. It is important for UPA, if it at all has secular credentials, to pass that law, because that law will send the deterrence to every SP, to every DM, to every SHO, to every minister, that if you will not do your work, if you will not perform your statutory duty and exercise your power to protect those, and it can be anyone, not just minorities. Even in Muzaffarnagar, we do know that on a smaller scale, members of the other community have also been killed. Whoever is killed, you have to stop that killing. And if you will not do that, if you will not exercise your power, you will be held criminally responsible. I think it is important for people who actually believe that everybody's rights need to be protected, that we must ask for the passage of the communal violence bill before the term of this government is over.
While low-intensity violence and skirmishes are commonplace and localized throughout the history of independent India, large-scale riots have erupted every 10 years or so. The 1984 Sikh riots were followed by Babri Mosque demolition and countrywide communal clashes almost a decade later in 1992-1993. In 2002, we witnessed the bloodiest ever pogrom in Gujarat. And now, 10 years later, we have the Muzaffarnagar riots. Communal clashes result in loss of lives and properties of both communities. In Muzaffarnagar too, some members of the Jat community were also killed. Then, the million-dollar question is, who will be the actual loser if such riots continue to occur?
India will be the loser if this violence continues. India, with her strength and her democracy and her pride, where for 60 years we've gone across, at least till, we had 1984 when the Sikhs were butchered, we had 2002 when the Muslims were butchered. But even so, India used to stand with some kind of pride and say we've overcome these terrible, terrible incidents of violence and we are still united. But if we continue with this violence, how long will India be able to absorb it? And the loser will not be the Muslim or the Sikh or the Hindu or the Christian. This loser will be this country and all the citizens of India.